And we are live. Hey there, everyone. Um, I was 5 minutes late trying to get everything set up, but I think we're good to go. Games Workshop should be starting their stream any moment now, and we'll see what they've got going on. I've got a special guest on with me tonight. So the other half, Tari Tai, is in voice on the stream. If you want to go ahead and say hi to all the peoples.
Wellness.
Wow. Yeah, so, excuse me. Been looking forward to this. There have been lots of rumors swirling around, lots of tease posts on Warhammer Community. And I don't know how many people actually saw it, but earlier this afternoon, they dropped a pretty strong hint on their Twitter account that we will be seeing Lionel Johnson tonight. There's some rumors swirling that there may be a new edition of Space Hulk being unveiled, and then there's the rumors of 10th edition. So it should be a pretty exciting night. Looking forward to seeing what they're going to show us. All right. Hopefully they get started on time. So, Tari, I know you are the. Wait, say again? Okay, you're muted on your phone, and I have headphones on, so I can't hear you. No. You're not. You're not coming through. I I know you're talking. Oh, you did something that I think. Yeah, somehow kicked yourself off.
Excellent.
Good job.
Yeah, excellent. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, your phone mic is picking me up though.
Oh, what do you? That's why I said, should I go in the other room?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. See, this is terrible.
Or you could use headphones.
Do you think I know where my headphones are?
You can use mine if I get these back.
But you will never get them back.
Hey, what's going on, man? Okay, testing, testing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly fine. Your mic is still picking me up a little bit, but
Jesus Christ. Okay,
it's
I'm
not
leaving.
as bad.
Goodbye. I'm gone. I'll just end up watching TV anyway. Since no one wants Lionel L. Johnson. No one.
Wow. So, in case anybody was wondering, Taritai is the arch heretic.
Yes. Horace did nothing wrong.
Oh my god.
Literally did nothing.
It's apparently hard to be faithful to the Emperor out in these streets.
Because the Emperor is a piece of garbage.
Ratchy, I'm sorry my auto mod yelled at you.
Can't see anything because I'm on your phone.
I mean, I have the Twitch app on the Xbox if you want to put it on the.
You just said that I can't be out there because of the microphone.
Oh.
You don't even know your own instructions. Oh, it's so cold in here.
What are you chewing on?
Pistachio cookie.
Oh, okay.
Why are you always trying to steal my stuff? Why are we like that? If someone has something, we're like, what you eat?
There was that video. I think the woman was Chinese, but she was from France, and her boyfriend played a prank on her where he would just go into the kitchen and then like get something that no one wanted. You know what I mean? Like he'd go get like a boiled egg, or like he'd go get like a glass of tap water or something, and this woman would like hear him in the kitchen from like the other side of the house and come running and like almost kill herself and be like, "Hey, what you eating?" And he'd be like, "A boiled egg. You want one?" And she'd get all upset and be like, "No, don't nobody want that." No, walk away.
That's literally us. Are you going to tell people about the straw? How I bought a straw?
Oh, so we don't know for certain. There has not been an official diagnosis, but we strongly believe that Saritai has ADHD. So when an establishment hands her a straw, 95% of the time that straw does not make it back to our home. And if it does, it's usually broken. But today, both straws, both for her drink and mine, actually made it home through her daily commute intact.
That's right.
Still not enough to redeem your heresy in the light of the Emperor.
Okay. You remember my video, right?
Yeah, I do remember because I had to edit it, and I'm lucky that I was not interrogated and thrown in a dungeon somewhere. And so, for all those people who will see this at some point, Taritai will be starting a channel on YouTube. She's already here on Twitch, and we will post that heretical madness as soon as she gets her account set up.
I feel like it should be called Hertari, short for heresy.
Oh my god.
Because at the end of the day, you're looking at this godlike figure who sacrificed his, what, 12, 13 sons, technically 14, or actually, what, 16?
Damn, you don't know how many kids he had?
No, didn't he have? He had 13 officially, right? But
No,
I'll.
there were 20, man.
Oh,
And
man.
then one of them were actually a set of twins, so there were
Right, but
21.
then didn't 6 of them get lost to the warp or something?
No, they all got lost.
No, no,
Man,
no, but no. Okay, wait. I remember reading something where it was like some of the brothers were never found or some shit.
no, 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 no. Everybody got found. Everybody was found.
No, I
Yeah,
read something. I read something.
okay, look. Everybody got found, alright?
No,
Yes, they did. They did.
no.
I'm trying to tell you why there's not 20 of them. So everybody got found. Two of them, we don't know what they did, but everyone refuses to talk about them. So the other Primarchs won't talk about them, the Emperor won't talk about them, the Custodians won't talk about them, Malkador, nobody will talk about them.
Do you think it was something sexual?
Oh my god. Okay, so confirmed. Not only is she a heretic, she worships Slanesh. Like,
No. hard hitting questions.
I do not think that the missing Primarchs did something sexual.
All right. I mean, to each his own. You can believe whatever you want. Sounds like fake news.
So, who is your favorite Primarch?
I'm gonna have to give it to. It's like a toss up between Lorgar and Horus.
Okay, okay. So, state your case for both. Why is Lorgar special?
Lorgar is special because he was out there. He was ride or die. He was the guy you wanted behind you when a gang rolled up and tried to kill you. He was devoted. He was loyal. And though he might have had much fervor in worshiping his father, essentially, he was still a good guy.
So, can I offer a counter argument?
No, you asked me questions, and I'm going to answer and
No, no,
explain to you
you
why I'm right and you're wrong.
you did answer.
No, you asked me for both of them.
Remember.
I only answered Lorgar.
Okay, so we will get to Horus in a second. I'm just asking a follow up question on
I
Lorgar.
feel like you're just trying to brainwash me, and I will never give up on my man Lorgar.
Okay, but listen to this. Listen to this, right?
Okay.
So, the Great Crusade, the Emperor gave explicit instructions. He was like, bump all that religion shit. Like, this dude was literally like finding preachers and then setting them on fire. Like, he was, religion gotta go. So, Lorgar couldn't follow instructions. He was also kind of sneaky. He was doing stuff behind people's back. Literally created a whole religion, like in his bedroom, like in his diary, and didn't say anything to anybody.
Are you done?
Yeah, I mean,
Counter counterpoint. The Emperor is a walking, talking contradiction. He does all this stuff for the sake of saving humanity, but he doesn't want to be worshipped or revered. Yet he's doing stuff that, if he knows human nature, people are going to do just that. So you can't turn around and be like, hey, I'm doing all this stuff and I understand human nature, but, screw you, I'm gonna kill you and murder you. Even though you know secretly he likes it, because I'm just saying, why wouldn't you? So Logar is doing his job. He's like, Dad, I'm going around, getting planets for you, so you can have planets on top of planets, so you can plan it while you plan it. And his dad, in turn, turns around and is just like, no, you're doing it wrong. So literally, it's like, it's the scene from Hysteria that I told you about with Alexander the Great, where he's just like, Dad, I took over Egypt. And he's like, that's pretty good, Alex. Not great, but pretty good. So Lorcar is doing that. He's trying to prove himself to his dad, and his dad is just like, I don't have time for you. Look at Sanguinius. He's got wings and shit. Why can't you be like Sanguinius? And so, or why can't you be like Magnus? He's got one eye over here being a Cyclops, even though I told him not to use magic all like that. But I still like it better than you.
damn.
And I just feel like Lorgar, it made sense why he turned. He was just like, Dad, look at all this attention and all these people I'm bringing to you. And he's just like, nah. Now Horus is that man. Horus was like, Dad, you suck. You're a toxic person. And because of that, I'm gonna destroy everything.
So, I feel personally
Horus.
that Horus. Wait, what? We're missing things.
You don't even know how to do your own stream.
No, I totally. What? Oh my god. We're missing things. Why are we missing things?
I don't know. Do you
It
have the Switch serial?
it says it's open.
So how are you missing things?
Cause okay, so I just checked on my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like it's on. They're literally showing the lion right now.
You
And
missed the line.
dude, we fucking commercials.
You gotta upgrade, bro.
This is some bullshit.
By switching your car insurance to Progressive, you can save hundreds.
Thanks to you, Dad. We'll think about it, okay?
Look what I found.
So I hear a commercial.
I'm sorry. I
Listen to your TV ad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average.
Possibly gifted or maybe inherited.
okay. Here we go.
The Emperor. So when he's
Are you
fighting
sharing
against
the
horrors of the
screen?
galaxy, he can use the Emperor's
Yeah, you can't see it.
deadly blows that might
Stream
delay
Lab.
someone like him low. Other details on there, you can see that the details on his armor are effectively scaled up, more ornate, elaborate versions of Space Marine power armor. So he's definitely still fundamentally a Space
I'm
Marine.
missing all the information.
You can't see it?
Not on Streamlabs. Do you want me to go to Twitch and see?
I actually think it's fascinating with mini jobs.
I mean, I'm definitely here. Hold on. Let me.
For that original sort of dark.
Is someone in chat? Could you ask them?
Ratchy, can you see the models?
With a slightly green tinge to it. That's pretty
Ratty,
cool.
someone in
Obviously,
chat?
the green of the Dark Angel's hand comes from the Forest of Caliban. That's where that green colour
You're gonna force me to whip out my laptop?
was kind of their original first Legion colour. So the green of the Dark Angel Legion was incorporated.
It says I'm sharing it.
So it is a nice little touch that
You want me to grab my laptop?
You might have to.
Another shot of some more close
Here,
ups.
hold on.
This is
Before
my
I'll
favourite thing, actually, about this.
see if I can reset it.
So much cool stuff. One of the cool things about it is that there are 4 different head options for the lion. So you can sort of choose how you want your lion to represent on the battlefield. So you can have your unhelmeted head, so he's kind of there as a general.
What about now?
Bellowing commands to his legion, his chapter. You can have the kind of hooded option, either with helmet or without, to have a much more mysterious kind of wandering knight errant sort of vibe.
I mean,
Um,
I'm also on my
Yeah,
custom,
or
so
you can go kind of full-on lion helm and have the winged helmet that's become synonymous with the Dark Angels over the years. The kind of absolute icon of the Dark Angels writ in the helmet of the of their Primarch. So some really cool options. And the lion is a complicated character, right? So he's got a really interesting relationship with the Imperium, with his brothers, with his own chapter, with his commanders under him. So he is this kind of multifaceted, interesting personality. You can kind of choose which of those you like and which ones you associate with him, make the model to fit.
You're already hinting at a few things about him. There are questions aplenty that even I have about the Arcs of Omen book itself. What is going on with the lion in the current?
Yes, so this model comes out alongside Arcs of Omen Book 5, which is the culmination of the Arcs of Omen series. The book is called Arcs of Omen The Lion, and it will chronicle the finale of the story of the Arcs of Omen, which will see a huge showdown effectively between the forces of Chaos and the forces of the Imperium. On the Imperial side, you will have the Lion alongside some of the Dark Angels chapter and some of their successors, and you'll have Dante, and you'll have some Blood Angels. So some of the angels, basically, the angels of darkness, will stand against the forces of Chaos. On the Chaos side, you've got Abaddon, you've got Bashtor, you've got Angron. So it's going to be a huge showdown, effectively. So on the screen right now, you can see kind of how the Lion scales up against some of the other key models that you'll see him alongside. So they're against an Intercessor, so you can see quite a lot bigger than a standard Space Marine. And against Rafuk Gulliman, he's the same scale. So he is a Primarch, they are brothers. Neither of them was known to be particularly larger than their brothers, so they are pretty much the same size. They're standard Primarch.
Everyday run-of-the-mill Primarch that you
Absolutely.
see around the
Well,
corner. on the
he's
usual
original and
settlement.
best, some would say, for the Lion.
Indeed, it's
Yeah.
true. His rock looks a little less tactical.
If anyone is going to stand on a rock, it's going to be the Lion.
It does seem like what he does is a
It's kind,
standard.
it's kind of his jam, right?
That's a terrible Warhammer pun.
Never without a good pun. That's needed.
So this is the artwork that comes on the cover of Arcs of Omen Book 5, and you get a kind of close up on the lion there. You can see that he has aged basically. So as far as the narrative timeline is concerned, Guilliman has been in stasis for most of the last 10,000 years. So when he comes out, fresh-faced, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, maybe only a few centuries old. The lion has literally been alive for all 10,000 years. So that's what a Primarch looks like.
Just a very long nap.
It's a really, really long cat nap indeed.
Well, he does have that effect in the miniature as well. It's one of the things we saw people commenting on. He looks older, and the reality is, for those who didn't pick it up earlier, he is indeed quite a bit older.
He's pretty old. Yeah, he's pretty old. But he does have that kind of like ancient,
kind of hard there.
venerable veteran knight.
Oh.
Imagine that kind of character, and
Long jobs.
wandering through Imperial Islands, taking on
I mean, you do know you're
monster hunting.
gonna have to watch me buy that model, right?
When he was a knight
You're not
Caliban,
buying shit. We have too many things in
wandering
this
out
house
into the
already.
forest, taking down all of the monsters that haunt the darkness.
And we saw that in his quote, his focus being on teaching them the fear of the darkness in which they dwell.
Here he is alongside a Dark Angel's army, and you can kind of see how he scales versus some of the other units. So, you know, he's looks pretty cool next to Redemptor Dreadnoughts and Intercessor units and tanks. And his iconography and colour scheme obviously kind of has a little bit of all of the bits of the Dark Angels. So if you want to paint it, you can certainly add some bone colour, some black colour, some green, and have him as the absolute centrepiece of a Dark Angel collection.
I'd be lying if I said I can't wait to see the Warhammer community post with all the different various guest authors painting.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a painter's treat. It's going to be a very, very cool model to paint up. There are some shots from Arcs of Omen Book 5. So you can see here the Dark Angels and the Blood Angels fighting against the forces of Forces of Chaos, but Demons of Nurgle in this instance. One of the things that there's some really, really cool stories in the last episode of the Arcs of Omen. So I don't want to spoil it because it's got some absolute huge twists and turns. Even for those who've followed Warhammer 40,000 for a long time, there's some really nice payoffs to some very, very long-running arcs.
It is all I can do not to try and prod you to tell them more about it, because Eddie's given me a bit of a rundown, and it's been hard for me to not just want to get bits about it with every single Warhammer fan that I can come across right now.
It's very, very cool. So if you like the lore and the narrative of Warhammer 40,000, if you've been following it for a long time, if you're a fan of the First Legion, which I am, I've got a Fallen Angels collection myself.
Traders.
So, you know, I've got mixed feelings about the Lion, but he is the best Primarch, let's be honest. Come on.
Things just went quiet.
I can't lie with that. Do we have more to talk about in this preview?
We do, we got more.
Or is this the line preview?
I had cut my mic for a second to clear my throat.
In the Arcs of Omen Book 5, the Lion will fight Angron. So we have a situation, 2 brand new miniatures, 2 new Primarchs, both return to the 41st millennium. They will have a showdown in Book 5 of the Arcs of Omen.
I'm ordering this poster.
Yeah.
Or behind me.
If you if you are a Lion fan or a Angron fan, please let us know in the chat who you're rooting for in that particular
Yeah,
battle.
can we do a poll there in the chat?
I mean, maybe.
We may be able to do a
We'll
poll.
have
Who should win or who will win?
Who will win?
Angron.
It has already been written, so you don't get to change it. But you can certainly.
Yeah, you can guess what you want to happen.
Right, but that's not it. Would you believe? We've got more stuff to show
there's
you.
more to talk
It's only
about.
one model.
In fact, I think we told everyone here it was the biggest Warhammer preview we'd ever done. I think
In terms of the amount of stuff.
in terms of the amount of stuff, it would be an injustice if we didn't serve the same treatment.
So we are leaving 41st Millennium for a little bit, and we are going to jump into the mortal. Oh, it's Heresy first. So we're going to jump to the Horus Heresy. Yeah, let's roll with it.
So, okay.
I'm Andy Hall. I work on the Horus Heresy team in the Warhammer studio. The setting for the Siege of Cthonia book is the planet of Cthonia itself, which is the homeworld of the Sons of Horus. It's actually the homeworld of War Master Horus. As the War Master's fleets were advancing on Terra, a small
What?
detachment of the fleet observes the true
What is happening?
Cthonia, decides to peel away from the fleet and retake Cthonia in the interests of
I'll cut my mic.
So the book opens up with a really big, extensive narrative of the actual Chthonian campaign.
Oh, if I cut my mic, the thing goes off?
What all of the
Maybe
big
some
factions of the
Streamlabs.
Horus Heresy are doing at this point in the war. We also have some new core scenarios for the game. So if you wish to play through the events described in the narrative, You've got some special scenarios that are themed around the Siege of Cathonia. We gave people a basic way of doing Zone Mortalis games in White Dwarf when the new edition came out, and this takes that and expands it into a full system. So full Zone Mortalis scenarios and system in this book. It's also got a really interesting section on Space Marine Inductii. We've got a new type of console, which is called a Decorium. We have the Infernus Abomination.
That
And lastly,
terrain looked
in the
really
book,
cool, but I'm
there's a number of
kind
special
of
characters
upset
and models
that
you can take. There's the
they
two
didn't
main
use
characters,
the
special
Galadark
characters, Garrus, the
terrain that they've
there's the
created.
Imperial Fists and Baron Ashahaddon for the Sons of Horus. We've got models coming out
So it's
today.
like now they have two terrain sets kind of competing that do the same exact thing.
First of the campaigns of the Age of Darkness series, and we intend to keep going with these. One really important thing to say about this book is it's designed to appeal to all Horus Heresy players. It's also telling a really important part of the overall story, and it's also giving people rules and scenarios and all the rest of it that will appeal to everybody.
So there is a brand new narrative.
So I'll mute them while they're talking, and we can talk. So how did you feel about that? Your homeboy Horace getting his own campaign supplement.
Bro, I haven't even logged into Twitch yet. I still don't know what's going on.
Oh no, you haven't been able to see anything?
No!
And Streamlabs still isn't showing my monitor to you?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Oh my god.
I just heard something about horses, Sons of Horus, Homeworld, and someone standing on a rock. Wait, that's what-
Okay. Let's see if we can get you scared away.
My computer, you know how my laptop is. It's like, let me think about it. I've literally just been trying to open the website, and I don't know what's up with my like. I literally do not use this laptop at all, so I don't know why it's acting like that.
I'm not sure. It says I'm sharing my monitor with you. So, do you need Streamlabs to have focus in order to like talk and everything?
Well, I'm doing it through the phone. I can't even get my laptop to open a browser.
Okay, I'm gonna try and reshare my monitor with you.
No, I feel like I want to see what it looks like on Twitch. Do that first. I'm doing it. Little brown boundaries or something. Yeah, I managed just to get Twitch to load. Now I was like, I want to click on the search bar. It's like, let me think about it.
Wow.
I don't. You're a computer person. What could have happened to this computer? I think I seriously in college used it 6 times. And I never used it again. And then I tried to use it. And I used it in a few and it was just like, no. Like it literally has nothing on it.
Some of the components could just be shot.
Figure it out. Yeah, I'm stuck on not responding just from touching the search bar.
Oh my god.
I don't know what's happening. This is what I was telling you. Okay, well there goes my Explorer bar. I can't click in the search bar.
right, so Seraphon getting a little bit of a range refresh. Really like the look of those new Croxagores. Um, Honestly, everything they've shown, like the Seraphon were always one of the armies that I thought was like really really cool. Um, but just oh, that threw me off. I'm assuming that was a commercial, Tari.
You got it.
Yeah, yeah. It just came in on my headphones, and I'm like, what? But yeah, no, these new models look absolutely amazing.
Okay, yeah, so I can see your screen on click.
Okay, okay.
And you can keep looking at those models, but they're not coming in this house.
Wow.
Just letting you know.
So for one, I do not collect Seraphon.
I
I'm
don't
just
care.
saying.
You're the kind of person who's just like, you know what? That looks pretty cool. And then she just goes spend her money, and then we're poor and living on the street.
Wow.
You can do a tour of your game room. You know, the second bedroom that we're paying for. That is just for your game stuff.
I mean, one day maybe, if the people want to see it. No, so the old models were they didn't really capture like the sense of scale of like you're riding like raptors into battle. So the mounts just kind of felt a little dinky. It looks like they beefed them up, and because you made them bigger, you could add in more detail. Really like the look of these. These look pretty cool. Seraphon players should be happy. So while they're uh, talking about this, to kind of catch you up, so you couldn't see it, but your boy Horace is getting a 30K campaign book. So my
Considering manual or focusing the story or
there's probably going to be a little bit of story and lore in it, but it's like a expansion to the 30K game.
no one cares. Where are the books? I want the war on Terra.
I literally have the whole series on audiobook.
No, I want Sanguinius dying.
I literally
I want a book that's from his perspective and being like, oh no, my wings. That's all.
oh my god, you're such a heretic. Okay, so for one, he is a key player in the Siege of Terra series, and although he doesn't have a dedicated book, he has numerous chapters scattered throughout all of the books.
No, he needs his own book where it details him waking up in the morning, having a cup of wing juice.
Wing juice?
Yes.
How do you come up with this?
You know. And then, I don't know. Then we just have a first person perspective of him that, like, I'm dead. Oh no.
Okay, so mini spoiler. Somehow he is psychically connected to Angron, and so all of the pain that Angron feels from the butcher's nails, Sanguinius feels an echo of that. And yeah,
Can you
he
explain why?
he doesn't fully understand it, so he doesn't even know.
So these people are just adding stuff. Like, next book, we should make it that Horus was a hermaphrodite.
Oh my
Like, I don't
Are
know.
you sure you're just not like Fulgrim in disguise?
Fulgrim has like orgies.
Were you like coordinating? Were you?
I was. I
Were,
was sending out the invites,
oh my
getting getting confirmation that people were gonna show up and be like, okay, great, we got like 20 people coming. I'm just saying, man. Just saying.
Oh, so Seraphon getting an army set, so you'll be able to get all of the new models all at once.
Huh. I should probably log in so I can actually type stuff. I remember my password.
This
I do
looks wow.
not. What?
It's a real pro stream we got going on over here.
You were the one who didn't even know that your thing wasn't doing the thing.
To be fair, I had it open. It just didn't start for me, even though it started for everybody else. Okay, up, we got something new. I'm turning on the sound again. I mean, that's kind of dope. I'm feeling it. Like, didn't Soulblight Gravelords just get a freaking battle tome? I feel like that just happened.
Before we even talk,
Am I tripping? I feel like it was like last year they just got a battle tome. I don't know. Maybe I'm making that up. I feel like they just got one though. The the one vampire model that was like doing the Final Fantasy Dark Knight emote and sending forth the bats. That was really cool just because it reminded me of the Final Fantasy emote. This guy is also kind of cool. Like in the lore, they just use bones from all over the place and make constructs out of them. So having a mini that's like actively doing that is pretty cool. But yeah, I really like the vampire who's sort of summoning the bats. That was pretty dope. Sorry if you are talking. I think we lost you.
No, I'm trying to reset my password.
Oh, okay, okay. No, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm in.
Sweet. Yeah, so with Death, I kind of got burned on Death. So they were one of the last factions to sort of get broken out into numerous sub factions. So I think when like Age of Sigmar Second Edition first started, you had the Legions of Nagash, you had the Flesh Eater Courts, who were like crazy deranged vampires, and then you had the Night Haunt, who are sort of like all of the spooky ghosts. And so I went into Legions of Nagash because you got vampires and you got skeletons and you got zombies and that's like all the cool undead shit. And then they were like, but wait, we're gonna create this new faction and then take legions of Nagash and send all of your stuff to all of these other factions. So that was annoying. Luckily, fantasy undead are useful in multiple games, so it didn't really matter. I am gonna cut back in the audio. I could have sworn they had a recent battle tome.
Didn't get lots of the cool things that lots of other armies got with the latest edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. This battle tome brings bang up to date. It also incorporates other units we've seen added in since the last battle tome was added, including things like the vampire unit we saw in the last edition, the last box set for Warcry. So it actually has quite a lot more to it than even the current Soul Like Grey Lords book. So Soul Like Grey Lords came out relatively recently, but are a huge hit. One of the most popular armies now in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and this book brings us a bang up to date with loads of cool stuff for the army now.
Amazing.
But that's not it. You've got even more.
I feel like no one would have predicted that this was going to be an Age of Sigmars.
Yeah, I mean, they've been spoiled, and here's something.
Lit up in the line, and now it's all about the Warhammer.
Let's see what else is.
Was this Cities of Sigmar?
But here we are, trudging through the mud to bring Sigmar's light to the realms.
So that was a little disappointing.
So, Cities of Sigmar, that is the new infantry that's on its way for the Free Peoples, basically, Sigmar's mortal followers. So, just to set your expectations a little bit, we are still a good few months away from the release of this army in full, but we wanted to kind of keep you updated as to where the project was getting to. We've done
I do not like these.
as it develops, and now we've got the first kind of painted miniatures to show you. This is some warriors from the mortal infantry units of Sigmar. They are effectively, you imagine that these people have to face flying sharks and huge orcs and vampires and monsters and pretty much
So they're the human equivalent of Frostwolves.
well, not really. If you're looking for the absolute underdog of the mortal realm,
So Taria, how do you feel about these aesthetic wise?
Um, they look like pudgy eggs to me.
Right? Like there's like this dude on the left. I'm just like, how are you in the army?
It looks like a dumpling. Let's call him Sergeant Dumpling.
I feel like calling him a dumpling was generous.
Damn. He didn't do anything wrong. He's trying to provide for his family.
I feel like everybody was fleeing a city as they got attacked, and like he just couldn't keep up, and somebody in the guard just grabbed him and was like, well, you're in the army now.
I mean, desperate times, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. They had such an opportunity, and they just
Wasted.
they in my opinion they did. I'm not a fan.
I feel like you should petition. Maybe throw out some of your things out the window.
Wow. Oh, here we go. We got a little timeline going on.
Books and more books that I'm gonna have to buy.
No, there's none of these that I want,
Okay.
so you're lucky.
Yay.
They haven't shown the sci-fi shit yet, though.
Oh no. They're like, do you want to learn how to go to the bathroom in the future? Here's this codex.
Oh my god. So,
Maybe how to arrange and invite others for your first
What? Oh my god. You really are like Fulgrim's freaking equerry, man. Like,
Listen, that book you made me read, where he was all like, "Oh, Slaanesh." But yeah, that's what I learned. I'm a creature of my environment.
oh my god. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna put the audio back on. Let's see what this is. I feel like this is gonna be a kill team box. I hate that the escape pods look like mini drop pods.
Why do these people all look stunted?
So they're sci-fi dwarfs.
Oh, okay. I was just like, why is everyone so compact and like their arm is like 2 inches compared to their head size?
So interesting fact, they're all clones. But yeah, no, they're all dwarfs. That's why they're so tiny.
Wait, clones of what? Who would say nothing against dwarves? But I'm like, this is the future, and we got the Stardies, and you're just like, yo, throw that dwarf in the cloning machine.
Oh, so they're not part of the Imperium. So they were an offshoot of humanity that sort of ended up in a different galaxy, where planets typically had heavier gravity. So they evolved into dwarves, but then eventually their society progressed to the point where they were like, yeah, let's just keep cloning people.
Okay, that makes sense. One at the gene pool, why not?
Oh, no, no, no. I mean, they have like giant, reserves of DNA samples, but yeah.
Is it? No, that's it.
Just go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
My daddy might be watching.
I mean, that might be true. So, this is interesting. So, this is for Kill Team, which is a small skirmish game. But we've got some new Voton minis in here, and as most people probably know, if your faction ends up in Kill Team, you're going to end up in mainline 40k. So Voton are going to get a jump back assault unit, which is kind of interesting. And now we've got these Chaos Beastmen, which I don't know. I kind of have mixed feelings. Like, okay, yeah, they're mutants and chaos cultists get mutated all the time. Cool, but I don't know. They just look too fantasy to me. How did you feel about those?
Me?
Yes, yeah, you.
They look. I don't remember what I'm thinking of. I think it's from a cartoon or something. Yeah, it's like underwater. But basically, their suits look like that thing I'm thinking of. I can't remember where my brain is picking it up from.
Oh, sorry. So I wasn't specific in my question. So I was asking you what you thought about these Felgor Ravagers that are on screen right now. These Beastmen dudes.
Oh, apologies. They remind me of one of the scariest episodes of The Adventures of Hercules, where he has to go fight the Minotaur. To this day, I can't watch that episode because it's scary.
Wait, are you talking about the uh what was his name? Kevin.
Sort of. Yep.
I don't know know that I saw that episode.
It was terrible.
Yeah, so I said it before. I kind of hate that the escape pods look like mini drop pods. I mean, I get it. It's the Imperium. They don't innovate. Uh, but that's a little too on the nose for me. Like, it legit looks like a miniature drop pod. I do like some of the scatter terrain that's going to be in this set, though, outside of the drop pods. Like the little Metakai table is pretty cool. And you've got the like autopsy room accessories, which are random but okay.
Mm.
You got, I guess those are like cryo chambers.
Mm.
So that's some pretty cool, scattered terrain to have on your table. The biggest problem with these kill team boxes that they've been putting out is they're not making enough of them. So they, you know, might only order, and I'm just throwing out hypothetical numbers, but they might order, 2,000 of them to be made, but then like 30,000 people will want to buy it. And they make these as sort of like limited edition runs where you get everything and it's slightly discounted.
Mhm.
And Games Workshop doesn't run sales ever. So like these box sets, if you want everything in the box, it's typically the lowest price you're ever going to get everything for. And then, that'll sell out. You won't be able to get it for months, and then eventually they'll break it out into smaller, uh, individually priced sets. Oh, new thing. Turning on the audio.
Why are you doing so? Everybody's very excited. Cool.
Right, so a new Warhammer Underworlds box. I mean they keep churning them out, so I'm assuming they're selling pretty well for Games Workshop. It's sort of intended to sort of be a gateway product, but it kind of combines some deck building with uh, not quite 3D full 3D miniatures combat. It's more like 2.5D since you're playing on sort of like a hexagonal chessboard, really. But I mean, the models look pretty cool. Typically, if you were trying to get someone into the hobby and they were kind of interested in the fantasy side, these actually tend to be pretty good value box sets. So it's pretty cool that they've got the new season coming out. I kind of hate that. I mean, I get the Stormcast Eternals are sort of the poster boys for the Age of Sigmar line, but every time there's a new season, I just feel like it's always Stormcast Eternals versus somebody else, and yeah, like there's only so many different types of Stormcast Eternal models. Those are some crazy ugly mutants, though. Good lord. Like, what's this bird dude in the back? Like, what is going on there? And This dude is just super creepy. Alright, sorry. Out of these weird little mutants, which one's your favorite?
I gave it to my. Mm, actually, I was pretty sure it was the weird guy in the back with the bird thing. But then the one next to it looks like it's holding its lover in a sweet embrace, and I just want to know what's going to happen next.
Oh god, who was the bird dude from the Strawberry Action Squad?
Oh, ooh. It was a bird dude?
Yeah, remember he pecked the dude's face off?
Oh, wasn't it like Sergeant Pecker or something? I don't know, it was weird.
I will say I'm glad to see they're doing more not obviously white sculpts. You know, representation matters and all. I'm not a fan of the tactical rock floating dude. I hate miniatures that do this. Like, they just feel so fragile. I'm scared I'm gonna break them. I guess it is better than a flight stand, though. God, those things are awful. It's half the reason why I didn't start my Eldari. Sorry, they changed the name at some point. So the cool thing with Underworlds, though, even though that's going to be the start of the new season, fairly often they'll come out with warband supplements with new armies and everything. So you won't be stuck just playing the same three Stormcast Eternals for the whole season if this is your vibe. Okay, so we still haven't heard anything about potential Space Hulk, and they're literally standing in front of a banner that looks like it's advertising Space Hulk. So I feel like it's got to be coming soon. We're coming up on an hour. Okay, I'm gonna cut their audio in. Oh, perfectly timed. Look at that.
Victory. That is what the preachers cry from the spires of their temples. What commanders tell the soldiers in their service. The ignominious crusade meets with triumph after Terran is at bar. We broke their high fleet. Soon, their foulness will be but a memory. That is what the preachers say. Will not save us. Lies will not protect us. But it is our hope that will damn us. And the spies and sleuths.
This better be a new animated show or the launch of 10th edition.
Our people sing of victory. Victory as the galaxy burns. Victory as the Imperium rocks around us. Victory as humanity rages against the dying of the light. Victory.
New edition of Warhammer 40,000. Who knew?
Nobody called.
Nobody had any idea.
So good. I gotta tell you, growing up my whole life as a fan, there's something about the Bloomberg 41st Army that when you watch him, it's beautiful and stuff. You watch Sister Adepticon, build trains, crushing some Necrons. There was a little bit of hope. There was a little bit of
That's all done.
Oh yeah, that was the Grim Dark 41st Army to a T.
That was not a happy video.
It's the first time I've seen it tonight, and I'm still excited at how not happy it was. Actually.
Well, I think it just gives you like a sense of the absolute horrificness of not just like
Okay. Like, so, one, blown away. Like, that trailer was sadly better than almost all of the animation that they've put out since the launch of their animation subscription service. Like, they need to take that footage and turn that into, like, a whole season of a show. Like, Jesus. Wait, is there more? Hold on, is there more?
Players command armies of genetically enhanced super soldiers, brutal monsters, powerful aliens, and destructive war machines to play out spectacular battles in the 41st millennium.
Our mantra with this new edition has been streamlining. We've been listening to the community, and that's a large part of why we decided to focus the game as much as possible. How can we keep the tactical depth and richness that players love, but examine every rule in the game? Does this need to be here, or is there another way that we can achieve the same result?
To secure victory, you must understand your strengths and the strengths of your enemy.
We fundamentally changed the data sheets from the ground up, making them much more accessible, and really focusing the rules on the data sheet themselves. What the team's been able to do with this is really look at every unit in the game, make sure it has a really clear battlefield role and a thing for it to do, and then write the right rules for it. Your matter while still keeping all the flavour that you've come to love in Warhammer 40,000.
For the players who've been with Warhammer 40,000 for the last 35 years, they've never seen anything like this before. We've never shown conflict at this scale.
Immersive and thrilling new gameplay. Discover a major new narrative in the Fourth Tyrannic War. The new edition of Warhammer 40,000 deploys this summer.
That's the Warhammer 40,000 you had to say.
Okay, so for one, they. Okay, so let me just gather myself. So I'm definitely going to at some point this week like go over the video footage specifically for the 10th edition information and kind of like go through the footage, take notes, and then like break it down and do another video. I do like what they were talking about though, like streamlining the game. Like that's the biggest complaint from the community about Warhammer for a very long time has just been the rules bloat. Oh wait, there's more. Hold on.
So, Terminators are back. These are the first company of Space Marines to use one of them. One of the chapters has Terminators. They are the best of the best of the Space Marines. And the new miniatures are absolutely what Terminators always were in your mind. These are indomitable, walking powerhouses of destruction.
So this is interesting.
Fury unleashed upon the enemies of mankind.
It really brought up to speed with the development of miniature marines as a whole, new edition, as well as the way the miniatures themselves can scale over time. And I'm especially excited because as I was watching the chat during some of the videos earlier, I saw a bunch of people saying, I thought we were going to see new Terminator miniatures. Well, you were going to see new Terminator miniatures, and they are stunning. They do all of the justice to the original sculpts. They do all of the justice to the aesthetic and feel of the Terminators in the first place. When we brought up to the scale that really justifies what they are.
So they stand really well in the army. They stand taller than Primaris Marine. One of the things worth saying about these Terminators is that these aren't necessarily Primaris Terminators. They're not necessarily first-born Terminators. Any Space Marine has earned the right to wear suit Terminator armor. They prove themselves to be promoted to the first company. They prove themselves to be worthy of the mantle of wearing Terminator armor. So these could be worn by veterans of the first-born veterans of previous Tyrannic Wars. They could also be worn by Primaris veterans of the Indomitus Crusade or any other type of Space Marine veteran.
And this is deeply true of the lore of the models. This is not well, this is the way that they are intended, and it is an RPG. We can say that we actually handled both for the long range and for the first-born miniatures and for the Primaris Terminator. Because they're both, they are, when all is said and done, Terminators. The beginning one inside those.
The Terminator suits themselves are relics, right? So these are thousands of years old, and even Belisarius 4 after 10,000 years of fiddling around with the tech had couldn't improve on the Terminator suit. So they still have their Crux Terminatus with the shards of the Emperor's own armor. You can actually look there at the Terminator in a bit more detail, and you can see that like every single element of it, like the pipes and the cabling and the storm bolter and the helmet, they are recognizable in Terminators that you know and love. But all of it, the detail is so much crisper, the proportions of the pose are so much cooler. When you see these guys on the battlefield, they really have a presence. And obviously the Terminators come with all sorts of cool kit, power fit and storm bolter are standard. You can also obviously come with a soul cannon sword as well. So it's just great to see such an iconic unit back in Warhammer 40,000.
I can't wait to see more.
Oh wow, they have bulked those up.
Well, but first, I think it's good to highlight the difference in scale between the Terminator and the Terminator today. You kind of see in this how their bulk and their size does not render the old Terminators tiny necessarily, but really fits much more prominently within the range of miniatures that are available in the Space Marine faction. Kind of perfectly landed, I think, the way the miniatures you've seen us.
Yeah, they look really good as well, facing off against something like the more recent Chaos Terminators, some of the kind of the bigger character models. So your something like
can't tell if that's the same base size or if this was bumped up to a 50 mil.
the Ultramarines that have a particular beat against Tyranids. They've got some serious beat. So every chapter's Terminators are cool, and these models allow you to be as cool as Terminator 1 should be.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of the beats that they have for Tyranids, we've shown you a new Space Marine.
Seems unnecessary. Seems unnecessary.
The other side.
So, Brent, new Termagants. So Termagants are the most numerous forces of the hive mind. Spawn them out in their millions, in their billions across the planet they're seeking to consume. And the new Termagants are the blow up basically of the Termagants we
Well,
saw.
the first model I and a little known fact is that Terminator was the first model I ever painted. Now I can't wait to ink millions more of them.
Yes.
New way.
So here we are, a closer look at them, and you can see that the level of detail on these is so crisp and so lovely. And these are very much the vanguard of a new wave of Tyranids. The Tyranid faction.
I mean, call me a hater. I don't see the difference between these and the current ones.
The Tyranid army would ever done.
I'm excited about it as a long-time Tyrion fan as well because there's an enormous amount of work that's been done to make Tyrion Range feel both solid but also very fresh. Now, of course, anyone who watches the cinematic trailer should probably watch it carefully or rewatch it a few times carefully. But I think one of the things that's most exciting is that there's a natural alien nature to Tyrion. They're the most alien
No, like
race
unknowable,
in the
right?
galaxy,
So
almost unknowable. And there's some definite sort of evolution of the range into exploring that sort of very foreign, very alien, very truly unknowable element of the range. I'm so excited.
I didn't really have a problem with the way the current tenant Tyranid miniatures looked.
mention like the
I just feel like Gene Sealers need a bigger base.
rate the Tyranids, check out the cinematic. There are some returning favourites, fair to say. Some units that maybe haven't had the time in the limelight for a bit and are well deserving of a new plastic kit.
You don't disagree with me.
Yeah, and there are some things that we've never seen before. They're one of
Oh,
those
that's the old one on the left. Okay.
continuous adaptation of tools and physicality.
Yeah, I guess I do like the new one better.
Been out before with the races.
And we can see here in the scaling again that while the Terminator's definitely come a long way from
That one on the left looks like a Super Mario enemy reject. It does. Yeah, right.
Honestly, if I was playing Mario and a Termagant like came out of a pipe, I'm shutting the game off.
They're mostly just come out of the server, I think, but it's so detailed. Like, the level of crispness on that model, and you can see now that like contrast on that miniature, or like on the wash or the dry brush or something like that, is going to pick out all that detail really nicely. So even though it's really, really detailed, you can certainly pick those very quickly if you want.
Absolutely. And besides just the miniatures, there's a whole lot going on in the 41st millennium, isn't there, with the arrival of
Yes, please
It's one of
do.
those things where you're not sure. People will wonder how much we talk about the cinematic, but we'll do that. We'll talk a little bit about what does new 40K bring from an actual playing perspective. First one is we mentioned that the game has been streamlined and it's simplified. The game is not simple. Let's remember that this is still Warhammer 40,000. It's still the game that we all sort of know and love, and it has all of the hallmarks of Warhammer 40,000 that our community has grown up around, enjoying recreating battles and battlefield. But from a simplification perspective, there's an enormous amount of work that to make the game less intense, make redundancy and minor rules spread across numerous publications less complicated, and to streamline everything into sort of, we'll talk about it a little bit as we go through a couple of these next elements of the game. Um, a good example is instead of having, if you were to run a Space Marine attachment today, Space Marine you might have a book that has several pages of stratagems, several pages of psychic powers, and four or 15 umbrellas. You have all these rules and various rules. And then if you want to
Quite a lot to learn,
it's a
right?
lot.
Before
You
you
want to
make
make
the
them
table.
Ultramarines and add that on top. You've got more pages of stratagems and so on and so forth. What we didn't want to do is get rid of the value of things like stratagems, enhancements to your warlord or to your key character units. But it is simplified down so that when you're playing, you'll have one full page spread for them. And on that one full page spread, you'll have a series of stratagems, six on average per army, as well as a series of upgrades to your warlord and to your relics, and a sub-faction rule about the way that your army can be. And if you choose to play a different rule, let's say you go from Ultramarines to the Ultramarines First Company, instead of adding a whole other book to the whole experience, you'll take that one page spread of rules and replace it with a different one. So you're always working with a really tight, streamlined set of rules. It's still the same depth that you have today with your army, different stratagems, different abilities. And then a number of different stratagems, rules, and other things have taken and put back onto the data sheet to really bring units to the forefront of the units experience again. So as opposed to putting down your units and then playing a lot of the game as it were from the front of the book, there's a greater emphasis for me those moving into the data sheets, moving into the overall game experience. We also have key changes to phases that can
So
streamline
I'm okay with things moving to the data sheets, but only if we have unit cards.
about a little bit more here. The psychic phase has been broken down into the actual data sheets and rules and abilities.
So it's not a psychic phase.
There isn't an
That's the
actual
key. That's
psychic
the key
phase
change.
anymore in the game. Instead, psychic abilities are baked into the units themselves. They still work in some ways evocative of how psychic powers work today, but it's not an entire phase and it applies in very different ways to different
So,
armies.
for example, a librarian might have smite, which would be a range shooting attack with a sight.
Yes, with reflections of things like the hazardous nature of using it at a very high level, the potential to inflict more wounds and other things, but it still focuses basically on shooting attack. Whereas some of the psychic powers that might buff you or debuff you are more baked into an ability within the data sheet as opposed to an entire phase oriented around functionality, and it better reflects those psychers. Some of them like Harris. Psyker with a national arm might not be as reliable getting off their abilities as Magus the Red. We're not going to fail.
So Magnus the Red has a ranged psychic attack, but it's like a really good ranged psychic attack.
Absolutely, and it's
As well as a range
the
of
way
other
that
psychic
he works
abilities.
as well, as opposed to just a generic psychic ability that everyone just like that.
You mentioned a little bit about morale and battle structure there. I think obviously we'll dive into all of these rules in a lot more detail on the Warhammer community site over the coming weeks and months. But I think one of the things I really like about the new edition of changes is that you don't lose models in morale anymore. You don't have
No,
you don't fail morale tech and actually
And
take
morale is-
units off. It just changes the way that unit interacts with the game.
It does. It works much more like a unit that's been broken up and banged up within a very fast-paced, sort of almost modern firefight, and that those units might not interact that as well with grabbing objectives and other things as they normally would. Additionally, it has much more relevance throughout the game, whereas today you might kill off most of the models in the unit, they barely pass them around, test a couple of models survive, and go hide in a corner on an objective all game, and they're basically fine from then on out, even though most of the units have been devastated. Battle Shock will have less of an impact on models disappearing from the board and more of an impact on testing their mettle.
How
throughout the
reliable
course
is
of the
that
game.
unit now in the
Yes.
battlefield?
And once a unit has been damaged to a certain degree, it may become less reliable on a regular basis each turn, depending upon how they hold themselves together in the face of the ongoing attrition on battlefield.
Should we talk about stratagems a little bit?
There's definitely fewer stratagems to remember. There's many more stratagems that are core stratagems that you'll commonly see in gameplay. Whereas whenever you play a faction, you basically always have 6 stratagems available.
Yeah.
And if you decide to play a different variation of that faction, you'll take those 6 stratagems and replace them with 6 new ones that are for that variation, i.e. Ultramarines versus Imperial Fists or something similar to that effect.
So you have a very common, a list of common stratagems that everyone can use, and it's a little bit bigger than it is now. And then you have a much smaller list of ones that are specific to the faction.
Yep, and they're much more focused on really impactful strategies you want to use
We'll have to see if
Plug and
the
play.
rules
Again, you just have that one open page.
for your unit
Where you
stay
can
free
interact
throughout the
with
edition,
stratagems, and then your
or
individual
are we
units.
going to get
So
back
that was
into
that was
everybody
another
needs a
thing
codex?
we've been told that the community was like, they like the Warhammer 40,000 game, but there's a lot of rules to carry around, right? There's
Yes.
rules bloat in terms of the things you have to remember, but also the amount of books that you need to take with you when you play a game. And you've got less things to remember, less things to know about your opponent's army, but for a variety of it in terms of the
Yep.
choices you have.
And army building itself, as we just saw back there, I don't know if we'll go back to that one image we had just before this one. Army building itself has simplified, and it's when we say it's simplified, it is a much more accessible thing to get into. And we've done a lot of interesting things with the rules to make it more innovative and more immersive, to build a diverse army as opposed to just taking only the best units, or on paper the best units. And the way it's been simplified is you take a character, warlord, take up to 3 of any data sheet, or up to 6 of any basic troop or dedicated transport data sheet, and that's it. And so you need to have a warlord, and then you take up to 3 of most units. Additionally, there's been a great deal of work in putting things like what used to be individual unit stratagems and other abilities into the data sheet itself. And there's a variety of rules that are tailored to work with this type of army building. A good example being a Space Marine captain might have a really powerful ability, but only one model per turn can use that ability. So taking a second or third one is not necessarily a value add. And there's many different units that, instead of there being a stratagem where after your unit shoots and targets a unit, now your other units get a benefit against it, there might be a key unit that provides that buffer benefit to your army. So working in a combined arms way and leveraging different data sheets in your army in an innovative way is oftentimes, by design, much more impactful and useful and interesting than simply taking 3 of one thing and 3 of the other. So army building has been simplified, but the depth and interest in actually building a diverse force has been a major focus for how the data sheets have been built and how the army rules have been designed.
So every unit basically has got their thing, right? The thing they
Yes.
bring to your army. So
Absolutely.
in a way that at the moment you might be relying on strategy or something to do with a particular niche or to fill a particular need. A lot of the time, the unit in the data sheet will allow you to do that. So that's
Yep.
why you take that.
Much greater focus on your army doing the work of being an army as opposed to how can I take the most optimal units and use my stratagem to the sort of front of the wall.
That sounds
So do we have an
interesting.
example data sheet that
We
might
do
be
have an
worth
example.
talking through some of the things because it looks quite a lot different from the data sheet we
Data
have at the
sheets
moment.
are heavily different, but yeah, with the decision to index, there's also the opportunity to revamp the way data sheet looks, works, and is designed. Here you can see the new terminates, which is quite cool. They have an ability that it focuses on how the unit behaves and is very thematically tied to that.
I guess one of the things before we get too into it is that the data sheet does look quite different, but actually the effect in terms of what it does in the game is not a million miles away from the way the 140,000 works today. So
No, it's going to seem very familiar. It's not a move to something like Age of Sigmar where every unit hits or wounds on a fixed number or something like that. Instead, it's still very similar to what you'll remember or recognize from Warhammer 40,000 today. But the ranged weapons and melee weapons and things like that have moved into their own profile. You'll notice that attacks and ballistic skill, weapon skill, and strength.
they still exist. They're just attached to the weapon
They're moved
rather
into the
than
weapon.
about the fighter.
That allows us to do a wide variety of things with the way that the units are designed, such as something like chain swords or a Space Marine captain's power fist versus a Space Marine sergeant's power fist. Those things can all be somewhat different, and they can reflect the way the individual models work rather than being hard tied to the individual models' attacks or strength characteristics.
So we've got a few questions in the chat about OC.
OC.
Something like that.
Objective control. So OC effectively establishes the value that each model in a unit has if it is within range of an objective marker. So a unit of 10, things like objective security as a rule, those are gone. Instead, it's reflected with the individual units. Each model may have a different objective control characteristic. So each termagant is worth effectively 2 points if it's within range of an objective. Whereas something that may be bigger or more robust but isn't really focused on grabbing objectives may only have an OC value of 1.
But it also means things like knights,
Have a
which
much higher
particularly
OC value.
struggle with objective control,
Yep.
can actually now count as lots of the OC is quite high.
That's a really good change.
One rot doesn't beat one knight.
It's definitely an improvement in the way we design models for function because, again, when you look at things like what does optimal mean, as some of the folks who play the game at some levels focus on, instead you go, well, this unit may not have the same damage output as another unit, but it's much, much better for grabbing objectives, which still remain a
Well,
very
I imagine
useful
Terminus is going to be relatively cheap, right? So that's probably one of the
Terminates
cheapest.
are going to cost the same as a Terminator.
Yeah, that's probably one of the most efficient ways to fill the board with objectives.
Absolutely, which is exactly what Terminates tend to do. And we've done some things to make the units appear His strength did not go up on many weapons, so plasma gun has not changed materially in its strength. Its AP might have even changed downward, whereas units that used to be wounded on 3s by a supercharged plasma gun may only be wounded on a 5 by.
You think?
Substantial changes involved there. And of course, the data sheets you're going to see many more of them in the time to come. Okay, I know we won't talk too much about it, so that you can talk all about it.
Yeah, so we will cover loads and loads of the rules over on the community site in the coming weeks and months. A couple of other things that are worth talking about. Boarding actions and boarding patrols from the latest Arcs of Omen books. They are compatible with the new edition of Warhammer 40,000. So if you've been collecting yourself little 500-point combat patrols of infantry to go diving into space hulks, they will absolutely still be able to do that in the new edition. You can take
Nice.
all those pieces of the army with you as you go. That'll be really
All of the boarding patrol rules that are in the Arsenal books are fully compatible. They were designed to be that way so that if you've been investing in those books and the amazing story they've told the rules themselves, none of those are invalidated by the release of the new edition. They haven't been taken away. It's not a short-term use. They'll be usable well into.
which is really cool. And then there is another interesting way to play Warhammer 40,000. So combat patrol is a new thing in Warhammer 40,000, a brand new way to play the game. And the way that this works is different from the way the combat patrol works today. The way it works is that you pitch combat patrols against each other. So where you choose your army is you pick up any of the combat patrol boxes that you make, and that is your force. You can build it however you want out of that box, and it is balanced and pitched against other combat patrols in a similar way that you might play something like Kill Team, where you have a preset
Is it
list of
balanced
units.
though?
The rules for combat patrol are a little bit different from Warhammer 40,000, so maybe slightly simpler in places. There might be slightly less access to some of the choice, but fundamentally, you are playing Warhammer 40,000 at a very accessible level. It's really cool for a couple of reasons. One of them is that if you want to start a new army, it gives you a very, very accessible way to try them out, basically. So you don't need to put yourself together 2,000 points worth of models before you can start rolling dice and have a satisfying game. out warhammercommunity.com. You can sign up to a newsletter to find out all the news as it happens. We've got loads of stuff to show you, including new miniatures. We talk about all the new rules we've mentioned in loads more detail, all the new lore, everything about it. Follow along on warhammercommunity.com. Yeah, keep up to date.
We could talk to you all night long. Thank you for getting up so early or so late, depending upon your personal time zone, to share this time with us.
Okay, it looks like they're signing off, so I'll kill their audio. So I mean, God, that last half an hour, they dumped a whole lot on us. Um, Overall, I am cautiously optimistic. I do like the information that they were talking about the combat patrols, sort of having like a beginner friendly way to get people into the game. I can totally see hobby stores doing like combat patrol tournaments where literally all a new player has to do is buy your one combat patrol box. That's your whole army. And then, get your glue, get your paints, get your brushes and everything you need. And kind of do like a little journeyman league kind of thing where, you paint a unit every week. That all culminates into, a tournament at the end of the cycle. And, onboards people into the game in a fairly positive way. Whereas, right now, if somebody was interested in 40K and they needed to go out and buy a 2,000 point army, and you know you have to buy the rules separately and everything, like it can be a huge turnoff for a new player. So that was really really good news. I don't know what to feel about the index thing, because I don't see them taking away their ability to sell us codexes. So I feel like the index is just a way for them to, get everybody on an equal playing field at the start of the new edition. But then very quickly, we're going to get, you know, out of sync as they go through, their usual 2 to 3 year codex release cycle, where an army will get, a book like every 2 or 3 months. So it'll be interesting to see, if we start out fresh and then things get bloated along the way, or if they're going to keep the unit rules free going forward, and then maybe, they just sell us books that have lore or whatnot, or campaign books or something of that nature. So it'll be kind of interesting to, see what direction they go. The thing that has me concerned, though, is that they specifically called out that the combat patrol rules and datasheet information would stay free, but they did not specifically call that out for the data sheets for the main game. So we'll have to see how that kind of pans out. But again, cautiously optimistic. I liked a lot of what I saw. Granted, they didn't give us a ton of detail. I am hoping that those datasheet cards, like, either you make the product and you keep it in stock so that everybody has access to it, or you give us, the PDF version so that we can, make our own cards or print them out, whatever we want to do. That's a huge, huge handy aid to have while you're playing your games, instead of having to lug multiple books around. So that's pretty cool. Tari, are you still there? Did you fall asleep?
Barely.
So I know the last, half an hour was all about, gameplay and everything, and I know you don't play it so much as, you're into the lore and everything. But how did you feel about that trailer video? Because we didn't really get to talk about it because they jumped into, talking about the new edition.
It was hot.
Yeah,
They need more of it.
I agree.
And I don't like. I want that to be a series or a movie. Like,
Same.
how do you just give that to me and then say, "Look,
Same.
That's it. Like,
Same. And like the saddest thing is that like on their little animation subscription service thing,
mhm,
like that trailer
mhm.
was better than everything that they've released.
Damn.
Like,
You're just like, really, man?
and like, I'm not crapping on cuz like a lot of the animators that they got to make content for their subscription service, they were just animators that when GW decided, hey, we're moving into the TV market, they sort of bought them out. So I mean, like a lot of these people, like that was a hobby for them, and then it became their job, and this is really like their first time, making content professionally. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like that trailer, that needs to be a show. I will watch every single episode the day it comes out. Like,
They were just sitting there.
in the episode, you mean? Like the Marines were just like chilling.
Yes.
I'd be a little upset if I got trolled that hard. I would be a little upset. But did you have a favorite moment from the trailer?
Ugh. I think at some point, some dude got ripped in half. I
Yeah.
was just like, no, like Johnny.
But you're the arch heretic. I would have thought you would have been cheering.
Okay, if you're gonna be a heretic, you can still do things with flair and finesse.
So the Tyranids were just, too gutter for you.
And here's the thing, like, even though I might be a heretic, that doesn't mean that I'm pro Tyranid. I'm very, decisive
Okay.
in choosing who I align with.
Okay.
And who I align with
And who
is
exactly do you align with?
Horus. Lupercal, Lupercal, Lupercal.
Okay, so we know that in 30K you're a heretic, but who do you align with in 40K?
The ghost of Horus.
The ghost of Horus. The ghost of Horus past.
Exactly. I feel like I would maybe align with whatever Magnus is now.
Oh, so you out here repping Zinch?
I guess.
I don't know. You keep making some goddamn Slaneshi comments,
Like what?
like orgies and asking people about orifices and shit. Like,
First of all I said was that we would send Evites up for the witch. That's all I said. I didn't say I supported orgies. I didn't engage in any, but I would be the planner.
you would plan them.
Yes.
Okay.
That does not necessarily mean that I am pro Slanesh.
I kind of feel like that's taking a couple steps down the path at least.
Nah, bruh. Nah. You can make objective observations without aligning with what you're observing or analyzing.
Okay. Okay.
I just want to stab someone and be like, I told you I would do it.
Damn.
But
Okay, so here's a question. So earlier they were talking about uh the last Arc of Omen expansion. It's going to be Lionel Johnson versus Angron.
no one cares.
You don't care about either of them?
No.
So
But
I would have thought you would have been pro Angron. What? So why
I
aren't you?
am pro Angron, but I don't care.
Wow, that's harsh.
Here's the thing. If it doesn't have to do with Fulgrim getting messed up, Lorgar getting upset, Horus being like, Daddy! From American Dad. Your daddy's gone. Just see Horus running across the sand. You're never ever gonna you. No, we won't. No, we won't. Like that is
Oh my god.
literally
If somebody out there, somebody's got to have the skill. If you can animate Horace singing "Daddy's Gone,"
yes.
I I would bow down.
I might do it with stick figures.
Okay.
Might actually motivate me to get back into drawing
Hey,
because I used to do it one time.
do that shit. Post it.
I don't know if you were watching your YouTube comments.
Oh shit. Maybe I wasn't.
Wow.
Oh
Like,
damn. I'm
you're
sorry, you two people. I am so sorry.
terrible.
So, okay, so let me explain. Normally, when I'm streaming, I have the combined chat as part of my overlay because OBS will only show me the Twitch chat itself. And for this, I didn't do a complicated overlay because I wanted to showcase whatever the video was. And, like, I completely forgot that I wouldn't be able to see the YouTube chat. Oh my god, I am so sorry. So, what happened on YouTube? Who said what?
Oh, just a couple comments. Someone said, "Hey JTS, first time watching one of these live. What are we expecting?"
Oh my
And at
god.
some point they said, "That's cool. Reminds me of the original Fallout game."
Was that
Yes.
Coach?
Cornelius.
Oh, damn,
And he's like,
no.
"I'm barely hearing the audio, and it gives me the same vibes a car auction show gives." Have models changed much over time? And do you have any of the lead? The lead ones, I assume?
Oh my god. Cornelius, if you are still there, I am so sorry.
You should be. You're a terrible streamer.
I am. I am new to all of this. I will pay better attention next time. Oh my god, I feel so bad.
Or you pay me to do it.
You're supposed to be my producer anyway.
And I'm not getting paid.
Oh my god.
Literally not getting paid. Over here working, I'm exhausted from dealing with patients all day. I just want to curl up and go to bed.
You're
And I'm over
literally
here,
doing this from bed.
but I'm not sleeping.
You wouldn't be asleep right now anyway. You'd be like watching South Park right now.
Yes, there's a new episode tonight.
Wow. Okay, guys. So, Tari doesn't care about Angron. Uh, Angron's probably a little sad about that. Not gonna lie.
Ron just needs someone to come hammer his nails and he'll be fine.
Damn. Why did that sound sexual?
It probably was. Maybe I'm rubbing off on you.
Oh my god. And you're sure you're Team Zinch.
I am team. The Emperor sucks, and I hope he's really dead on the throne.
Okay. That's harsh, but okay.
He is a failed father. He did not deserve to have children. In fact, someone should collect like child support from him. In
So,
fact, that's what Horace should have done before he got older. He should have been like, "Daddy, you owe us money for school, for clothes, for Arnie's. We're taking over the universe for you." But of course, he didn't want to be revered as a god. Can't forget that part.
I can't remember if I ever told you. In one of the Siege of Terra books,
Yes. Oh,
Ye-
mostly gluten. Just said something. Yes. South Park. Definitely.
you actually meet the Primarch's mother.
Wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, weren't in that Dark Tide episode, weren't they just like happy about getting some sweet drip? They got it. I was just like, okay. What were you saying? Go ahead.
No, I was saying in one of the Siege of Terra books, you actually get introduced to the Primarch's mother.
You did tell me about that.
And it was actually her who scattered them into the warp because she felt that the Emperor was a douchebag.
Because he is a dude. See, even if the mama, your baby mama, or your baby's mama was all like, man, you're a little messed up. I don't want the kids to be around you. Let me hope that they survive in space. I think that says something about you.
Not just in space, but in like an alternate hell dimension.
Exactly. So that just shows, it just everything supports what I'm saying, that Lorgar was a G, Horus did nothing wrong, Magnus did nothing wrong, someone else did nothing wrong.
Angron, whom you
No,
don't.
Fulgrim technically did nothing wrong.
He literally killed his brother.
Listen, he was a narcissistic piece of trash.
Wait, who? Fulgrim?
Yes.
Okay, so how did he do something wrong?
Because it was okay for him to let the demon take him over. But then didn't we find out that he had bested the demon and he was actually in control the entire time or something? I thought you had told me something like that.
I feel like he bested it, but it was after it had him kill Ferris. I can't remember. I read those books like 10 years. We literally talked about him killing his brother. Who did you think he killed?
Some guy.
Damn.
Like,
Damn.
I don't know, like a servitor or something. Just walking
Damn.
around.
Damn.
Um, wait, okay. I could have sworn you told me, and excuse me for the ignorance if anyone's out there watching. I could have sworn you told me that there was some recent information that came out like 2 or 3 years ago that told us or highly suggested that Fulgrim beat the demon, but he was in control. Did I make that up? Am I a writer? Am I Gavin Thorpe? Like, is that who I am?
So I don't quite remember that. I read these novels so long ago. I know in the Horus Heresy series there was he was like struggling for control, and for a very long time the demon was in control, and I'm pretty sure at some point he wrested it back, but it was after Ferris was murdered. Now in current 40k, he's a batshit like half snake demon prince, just running around doing stuff because he feels like it. But he's the only demon primarch that doesn't have a model right now.
Is he
So
like Medusa or something?
kinda, yeah. It's like his upper body is sort of, like hyper masculine, Chippendales chiseled body with a weird kind of demon face, and then he's got the naga thing going down below his waist. But yeah.
Wait, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
go
I
ahead.
was told that my volume needs to be increased.
Oh,
Nice producer lady. I like that title. I'm gonna take it.
okay. Hold on. Where are you? You're there.
My
Uh,
phone is also down to like 10%.
oh,
So I'm not
Jesus
gonna be a
Christ.
nice producer lady for very long.
I turned you up as much as I can.
So is it me? Am I the problem?
You are the. Well, see if it's better now, because.
Oh wait, how does this sound? I hope this is better. Hold on. Doop doo doo. Does that sound better? Mostly gluten. Oh god, that gives me PTSD. Fucking Julian. Oh no, that means that people probably didn't hear my rant about how Horus is the best. I'm actually gonna draw a picture of him, put him above our like headboard, and just say a little prayer.
Wow. Wow.
I
I
don't understand why you're not on my side. Horus did nothing wrong.
Okay, so I will go so far as to agree with you that Horus, his original grievance, totally get. Like, literally, totally get it. you're, you had a great relationship with your dad, and then your dad just straight up ghosts on you and doesn't answer your calls and like doesn't tell you what's going on and doesn't help you and like tells you, hey, yeah, so the universe, I need you to run that shit. So totally get why he would have grievances. Did he take it too far? Absolutely. I feel like he overstepped just a little bit. He could have sat his brothers down and he was like, they could have did a little group therapy session. They could have meditated on it. They could have then went back to Earth and been like, Dad, we really need to talk.
Oh, okay. Thanks, mostly. Well, this was our first time doing this, so, you know, growing pains.
Is the audio still crap?
Mostly was saying they could hear me, but we were not on equal level.
Oh, gotcha.
So I turned up my microphone a little bit.
Okay.
That helps. Okay, bro. I can't fight with you anymore. Like, you can't fight with stupid. Like,
Damn.
yeah.
Stupid
Forrest.
though.
Forrest is the man. And I actually really like that. I think it was like 3 books that you made me read, where it shows him getting sick and all that crap.
Okay.
And I was like, this is interesting.
To like the literal first 3 books.
They were important.
They were.
The foundation.
They definitely did.
Okay, and so now I need the fight on the bridge of the ship. Why couldn't the Emperor tell Magnus about the webway?
Yeah.
Question for listening.
So I completely agree. Like if there were any of the Primarchs that could have helped the Emperor with the Webway project, it would have been Magnus. It literally made no sense for him to keep Magnus in the dark.
Because he is a narcissistic, self-centered piece of crap father who only wanted all the power for himself. He didn't want his sons to overtake him or outshine him. That's why. Or it could be some terrible sci-fi thing where he's like, I could see the future, and if you know about it, then the world and the universe as we know it will come to an end. And I don't think so. I think he's just a jerk.
So pure speculation because I don't think it's been written down anywhere. But I think his primary concern, and even like the whole reason behind the Imperial Truth, was to take power away from the Chaos Gods because like their power is fueled by human belief. Well, not just humans, but sentient creatures' belief and their actions and thoughts. So if you could get all of humanity to believe that, religion was fake and it was dumb and none of it was real and all the occult stuff wasn't real, the only thing that was real was E equals MC squared, then you strip the chaos gods of their power. So from that angle I kind of understand why for most of humanity and for most of the Primarchs, you'd be like, yeah, the warp's bad, stop touching it, go away. But I'm like, you literally made Magnus to be the strongest psychic Primarch. And like, all of his legion was doing stuff with the warp that, like, once they got decimated, humanity was never able to reach that level of psychic mastery ever again. Like half of their legion, like were literally like bro level friends with like warp entities. Like they had warp entities as pets that like just did their bidding, and like everything was cool. It was a symbiotic relationship. Like there weren't any like weird demon packs being made or anything like that. Like It was literally My Little Pony with pyramids.
Hmm.
So why would you not pull him into the project and be like, "Hey, bruh, like, I'm damn near all powerful. You're damn near all powerful. Why don't we put our all powerfulness together and steal these alien shit?" But nope.
Nope. I have to find the book. I haven't read anything in a while.
Well, I mean, if you want to do the Siege of Terra, I've literally got all of the audiobooks.
I don't have audiobooks. I need to touch.
Well, I don't have any of the physical ones except for that one that you bought me. So,
And I shall make sure to go to Barnes and Noble and buy a book for myself, which I'm sure you will steal because that's what you do.
well, it depends on what book.
Okay. So you're a discerning thief? Like, what?
Okay, but look, if you're using household funds to go buy a book and then you're storing said book in open shared space in the house, is it really theft?
Here's the thing. It's not going to be household funds. Oh, mostly says I just got done with the Thousand Suns 4 days ago. I feel like I read that. That's the one with Lorgar Magus.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know if Lorgar was in there. It was definitely Magnus.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was the Space Wolves sacking the Thousand Suns homeworld, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
I know it
So what is it about again? Since you most recently read it, you'll know more than we do.
definitely had something to do with the Thousand Suns.
I got started in 30K or 40K in February.
Nice.
Turn back now.
Hey, hey, hey.
Mm-hmm.
The hobby needs new blood.
It really doesn't.
It does. The hobby needs you, Tari.
Prospero.
Okay. Yeah, because it was like $2. I forget which one came first, but it was like Prospero and then Thousand Sun. And I feel like one book like told the Thousand Sun side of what happened when the Space Wolves sacked their planet, and then the other book told the Space Wolves side. I could be wrong. I read them as soon as they came out, and that was years ago. God, there were like 60 of them total.
It's a long story. I feel like I have to go to Chat GPT and ask the question.
Oh snap! Stop stealing my video ideas, sorry.
Right. That's why I'm the producer.
Wow.
Well, you might be in luck because my computer's like, wait, you want to open a page? I'm like, yes, please.
Oh man. Well, I think we should probably kill it here. It's about 10 o'clock PST.
Before we go,
Oh, okay.
was Boris wrong?
Again, like I said, I feel like he just took it too far.
Thinking. It might be like, who the hell is Horace? Wow. That's not what stop it. Stop it.
Did he just say Horus was wrong?
No, it's just like, it's difficult to determine whether Horus, the ancient Egyptian god, was Horus wrong for betraying the emperor.
Oh, you're asking Chat GPT. Did it give you an answer?
Yes, it did.
What did it say?
In the Warhammer 40K lore, Horus is depicted as having turned against the emperor of mankind and leading a rebellion known as the Horus Heresy. From the perspective of the loyalist forces, Horus was indeed wrong for betraying the emperor and causing a devastating civil war that caused untold destruction and loss of life. However, from Horus's perspective, he believed that the emperor was not fit to lead humanity and that he was taking actions that would ultimately lead to its downfall. He believed that he was doing what was necessary to save humanity from itself and that his rebellion was a necessary evil. Ultimately, whether Horus was quote unquote wrong or not is a matter of perspective and interpretation. How'd that make you feel?
I mean, I feel like you should ask it to pick a side.
What a non-answer. Exactly. Oh, are space wolves, mostly just asked a good question, are space wolves just overgrown furries? Let's do it.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say no because when they go feral, it's not a costume. It's like literally their fur.
No, space wolves are a fictional faction in the Warhammer 40k universe, and they are not simply quote unquote overgrown furries. While their appearance and cultural motifs are inspired by Viking and Norse mythology, they are a distinct and unique faction within the universe. The Space Wolves are a fierce and highly skilled warrior chapter of Space Marines who are genetically enhanced soldiers fighting for the Imperium of Man. They are known for their ferocity in battle, their close ties to the planet Fenris, and their unique traditions and beliefs. While some fans of Warhammer 40k may incorporate elements of the Space Wolves into their personal interests or aesthetic preferences, it is not accurate to describe the entire faction as overgrown.
Yo, while we're on the topic of furries, so this is actually the first time I'm hearing your voice like coming through, broadcast audio.
Okay.
Um, you have a really good broadcasting voice,
Do I?
and I feel like we need to find you some Warhammer 40k fan fiction.
You want me to do a mark? You want me to read
Yes,
fanfiction?
I want you to read fan fiction. We'll, be on, camera. I can crack up laughing while you're reading. I feel like that's going to be quality content.
I can do it. Tell me when.
You're willing?
I'm willing.
All right.
If I get on camera, I might need to get a little armchair with a little pipe and a robe.
Dude,
Cup of
we'll
tea.
we'll get you all the props.
And just be like, today we ventured into the love affair between Fulgrim and some random servitor person.
Some random servitor person? Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think it would work. I think people would watch that.
Oh my god. Now I have this terrible mental image of Fulgrim just slithering around his little weird palace in the middle of the Eye of Terror and like just randomly stopping every so often in the hallway to just like do terrible things to servitors.
Okay, this is what I see. I see him pre demon, I don't know, takeover or whatever. Just walking down the hall, and everyone's just like, oh my god, you got your purple? You gotta put on the purple because Fulgrim's coming. And Fulgrim just walks down the hall, and then he's just like nodding at people, maybe throwing a wink here or there. Drops a handkerchief, and all his, like, I don't know, Terminators or something, like, oh, Fulgrim, my lord. And then there's a servitor who's just like serving ale or something.
Tari.
He like looks the servitor up and down and
Tari.
just like licks his lips.
Tari.
The servitor is like, no, please, I'm just here to serve.
Tari,
Yes.
Are you writing the fan fiction?
I don't plan to. I
I,
was just,
you literally just you wrote a fan fiction
okay.
on my stream live
You're welcome.
right now. I
You're
said we
welcome.
would go find someone else's debauchery
Okay, fine.
and have you read it, not for you to expose how much of a heretic you truly are.
I am not a heretic. I'm just telling you what would have happened. Don't fight this.
Okay.
Alright. My phone is at 2%.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna kill the stream here. Tari, thank you so much for helping me out tonight.
I never did anything, but you're welcome.
You helped.
Mostly, thanks for interacting with us, and I'm glad you're not a furry, but if you were, we would accept you for who you are.
Very true. Everybody who tuned in, thank you so much for checking us out and watching this with us. You can follow me at JTS Wargaming on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Discord coming soon. Follow all my hobby progress. I have helpful hobby videos over on YouTube. Thanks again. Thank you all so much. And expect some awesome Warhammer content coming in the future as we go through the new edition together. Alrighty, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.